Live! Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're so glad you made it today. I am standing today. I'm super excited because I have decided that I was inspired. After you guys remember when we had Jewel, the rapid release author, on, and she was working on a treadmill. And then I'm sure all of you saw like CARROW'S awesome blog where she was working on a treadmill, and I wanted to do this for a really long time, and I was inspired by CARROW'S video, and I pulled the trigger and got in a treadmill, and it came a week early, so I'm like so I have like a makeshift desk situation now, and I actually worked on it for like 2 hours this morning. And I have to say, I kind of liked it. I feel very energized. It took a little while to like not fall off the end when you're
that
right.
takes practice. Yeah,
exactly. When you like start pausing, but other than that, good. So I'm excited today. All right. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it during the stream. Maybe just a couple minutes, just so you guys can see. But it's like I'm still like getting used to it. I was doing it barefoot because I'm hanging around barefoot all the time. So I'm not sure if I'm Zooming or doing a live stream, if I'll have to like have socks on.
I always have to have socks on because it depends on the mat that you have. But like if I don't have socks on, the friction between my foot, because you've got the belt, right? But you're still feeling the friction, and it will kind of burn your foot.
I was okay this morning for like 2 hours barefoot, but over time, what you're saying, like if I'm on it for 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm excited. Although I have heard people say that they're not as focused, and I was on the treadmill when I sent Michelle the email this morning that gave her the link that didn't include the link for today. So maybe the focus thing is a thing, maybe not. Who knows? We'll see what it is. I'm very interested.
It needs to be like a common everyday thing for a while, so you're not paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think that's it. Like I did it this morning when I was like, posting the description and I answered a couple emails, and like it was like 2 hours of work where I would normally be sitting on my butt. So I also felt like when I got off the treadmill, like you often do when you get off a roller coaster, like that the ground was moving underneath me. So that was weird. And also I started off really slowly. It was kind of crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I just got it last night. And of course we did like the mandatory okay, go routine on it. You guys know that, right? Yes. Are you okay? The treadmill thing. Anyway. All right, you guys.
Like, 3, 2, 1, go. And then you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, like here it goes again. That song. All right, you guys.
Sorry.
That's okay. So you're yeah. Anyway, it's been that kind of morning already. So hello, Carrow Brown. Guess what is happening with Carrow? I hear there's been news. What has it been? Oh wait, didn't you have a book release yesterday?
You mean this book?
Yeah, that book. Hold on, let me make you big here. That book.
For those of you who don't know, I write under a pen name of Faye Black for all my romance stuff because readers get weird if you write multiple genres. I don't know why, unless you tell people that you do. But anyway, so this is me right here. I write under the name of Faye Black. And last week in the middle of finals, One Bed Volume 2 came out. And I, unfortunately, was not able to have like a big kind of little launch party for it because I was in the middle of finals. But here I am. This is the book, yo. And the good news, and for those of you who don't know, basically the One Bed anthology is about the romance trope of like, oh no, there's only one bed. What do we do? And if you happen to like Volume 2, the good news is it's Volume 2. There's a Volume 1 that you can go and purchase too. There's 8 stories in this one. There's 8 in the other one. So there will be 16 in total that you can thoroughly enjoy. So
I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I loved your story, Carrow. I thought it was really fantastic. And then as of yesterday during your stream, that was the only one that I had. That was the only one that I'd read. I'd only read your story, but I read a couple of the others. They are a little steamy.
Yeah. Dana Gollin was one of the receivers for it. And what I really liked about Dana is Dana would kind of like every now and then give me like a live reaction. I'm like, what are you reading? She's like, I'm reading the Ark. And I was like, oh, I haven't read any of those stories. And she's like, well, this one is this was very Steam fan. And I was like, oh no, because I told my aunt about it, and so my aunt bought it, and so I was like, by the way, mine, no Steam fans, none. There are no Steam fans in my story.
Well, I have to say, like, yours was not like it was delightful, but it was not like crazy over the top, like, right? It was
it was very like wholesome. I went. It was very romantic side of the trope.
It was very, yeah. I really loved it though. I thought it was delightful. So yeah. So while we're talking about everybody, let's just do a quick introduction all around before we just gab away and say hey to everybody who's in the chat. I'm sure they want to talk about it too. So let's start with you, Caro. Tell us all about you.
Hello, my name is Kara Brown. I am an urban fantasy author and also a romance author under the name of Faye Black. I have the second story out as well, if that's something that you are definitely interested. That is definitely Steam fan, by the way. I am here today to actually work on Pilgrimage of the Cherry Blossom, which is my book that is on fire that I am working on fixing right now. Although for that first initial sprint, I will probably have to feed my dogs because they've come in here 3 times already and been like, yo, we need food. So
that happens sometimes. Hey, Doll, tell us all about you.
Hello there, humans. I am DAL CECIL RUNO, the partially blind alien who's an own voices author, aka the Ace from Space. I write primarily sci-fi, and I like to explore many genres with my short stories. I also write some poetry. I usually host on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Today is an exception because today I am working on the final edits for my flash fiction story that's going to be part of the Authortube audiobook anthology. So coming out this weekend, this Sunday 27th. So I'm working on it. I hope you like it. I hope you like everybody's stories. So today, no stream from me. No DAL stream today. I'm busy with this thing and I don't have the brain to do both. But that's me in a nutshell.
I don't have the brain to do both. I could put that on a t-shirt. I feel like that's just like pandemic me. I don't have the brain to do both.
Okay, that's gonna be a piece of merch.
That's right. I love it.
This alien doesn't have the brain to do both.
That's right. That's right. Michelle, I'm so glad you're here today. Tell us all about you.
I'm Michelle Schusterman. I'm a young adult and middle grade author, and my YouTube channel is Writing Workshops and Traditional Publishing Talk.
It's awesome. And Story Detective's here. Hello.
Hey, my name is Robert Jones, and my channel is The Story Detective, where we analyze everything under the class of story material and craft under a Sherlockian microscope, separate the BS from the facts, and hopefully of it all. I also do tech reviews, and I rate a little bit of everything because I've been pigeonholed at one point in my life doing one thing, and that's not a mistake that I want to repeat.
That is awesome. That is totally awesome. I love that. Well, we have a fabulous crowd in the chat today. Let's see what everybody has to say. Joanne and Jahan is here. Hello. Debbie's here. Debbie came. She said, I won't be here for the start of the stream. I'm dropping off my kids at school. Then I will be there. Yay. We're so glad you're going to make it today.
I hope your kids are safe.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Hello, Spence. We're so glad you made it today. Melanie. Yay. We're so glad you made it today. That's awesome. Sarah's here, almost done with homeschooling for the day, so maybe I'll actually get some work done this morning. Yes, that is awesome. Georgie's here. Hey, Georgie. We're so glad to see you. Story Detective's here. What? What? I know. Oh, Jeannie says, got a headache, hitting the button, sitting back. I'm so sorry. Oh, my gosh. I hope you feel better. Hot shower. That always helps for me. Ooh, dogs are here. Alexis is here. Hey, Alexis. She was on our panel last week. Writers on the panel in the chat. How are you? Good news. My grandmother's coming home from the hospital. Yay. Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad to hear that. I know we were all really worried about your grandma. So, I'm so glad. That's good news. That's really good news. Geek is here. Hey, Geek. Hold on. I saw something from him a little. Well, it's farther down. I'll have to go.
He has a story, part of an anthology coming out this Thursday.
That's what I saw. I'll bring it up as soon as I get down there. But yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. What kind of an anthology is it? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Right with Melanie says she is so glad to hear about Alexis' grandma.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Look at you. You're so sweet. I love this. I love you guys. You're so sweet. We were all sort of talking earlier about like kind of just everything that's been going on lately, like for all of us. And yeah, right. So I will say that this like perks me up every single week. We get here, we talk to everybody, we hang out together. It's awesome. All right. Eva's here. Hey, Eva. Awesome. Lots and lots of people glad to hear that Alexis' grandma is coming home. Katie's here. Hey, Katie, we're so glad you made it today. Debbie made it. Good job. Very nice. Thank you, Carrow. You're so sweet. Okay, good. I'm glad that I'm not the only one, Sarah.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Right? Okay. I love it. I love that song. All right. I know it's kind of old, but yeah. Anyway. Yay. Congratulations to Carol. In case you were wondering, I did put a link to Only One Bed in the chat. And there, like Carol said, there are 2 volumes, right? And you are in volume 2, which is the one with the blue on the cover.
Right.
All right. In case you're only going to buy 1 today, you should buy number 2. Right, exactly.
I mean, that would make me happy, but I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money.
I'll tell you what to do. C.O. Sammy says, hi, Daily Brown Doll, Detective Schusterman. Awesome. Thank you. C.O. Savvy. Steven's here. Oh my gosh. Hi, Steven. We're so glad you made it
Hey,
today.
Steven.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Nihilist Geek says, I have a story in an anthology coming out next Thursday. Geek. Here we go. Hold on. I just saw it. It's a horror, horror short story anthology by booktubers and authortubers called Local Haunts. That's kind of a fun name. I like that.
I need to see this anthology. Where can I buy it? Where can I get it? Please message me because I want to know.
Yeah, because they got a whole bunch of people. Like they got Cam in there. They've got, because he's the page nomad, so he's in there. And I know D Artillery's in it, and you are not in it. No.
No, you're not in it.
He's in everything. Wait, let me after the 5-minute sprint, I'm gonna go. I'll give you the tools, Geek, and then we can and you can put the link in if there's a pre-order link. All right, Story Detective never went by Bob, but Robert Jones is the second most popular name on the planet. Actually, but yeah, I can see that. I get that a lot too, but Lisa Daly also really boring, right? Not that the most common names are boring, but they a little bit are. But yeah, I get the same thing. People ask me all the time if that's my real name.
I blew people's minds on my birthday when I told them that this is a pen name.
You're so Caro. I still have a hard time thinking of you as anything but a Caro.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. All right. Melanie says, that's hilarious. I didn't know. I can't picture you as a Bob. You're definitely a Robert. That's true. What'd you go by when you were a kid? Rob? Robert? Robbie?
It was Robert or Rob.
Yeah.
Very few people, unless it was like a job, called me Bob and asked if I went by Bob, and I said no.
I don't know why people. It's really funny to me that people always want to shorten a name. Like my name is Lisa. It's only 4 letters. You can't really get more shorter than that. But people always wanted to call me Lee or weird stuff. And
really? my government name. My government name has a French version of it, so when people would sometimes come over and talk to me, they'd be like, "the," and I was like, "No, not the, it's the," and they're kind of like, "But it sounds so much better than that way." I was like, "No, we don't play that game here."
That's funny. All right, today's my first day off after 3 straight weeks, Monday through Friday, of intense group therapy. Super helpful. I'm ready to dive back into revisions and hang out with my writer family again. Oh, we're so glad you're here. I'm so glad to hear that. It's always good when you're able to, let some of that stuff go.
All right,
All right.
you win. It's the bone show.
This is hi. Wait, hold on. Peppy. There he is. Hi, sweetie. Oh my gosh, he's the cutest. I love this dog. Oh,
Smile to the camera, babe.
I know, right? That boy was just born for YouTube. Oh my gosh.
Wait a second. Was the soup mug flower pot that I saw Michelle drinking from? Did I inspire you?
wait, wait, hold on. Oh, I love it.
Oh, that white bottom. And
We have 2 of those.
That's so
All
funny.
right, you're done. You've had
All
your
right.
moment.
Laurel says both show is the best show. I just want to rub his ears and kiss his muscle. All right. Nihilist Geek, thank you for the link. I will pull it up after the next sprint. And wait, Carol Brown, what's on your shirt? I may have to get it. Hold on.
I got
Carol?
it from Tea Turtle.
Wait,
not that I
hold
want
on.
to show you guys my chest or anything. We're not close like that. But I got it from Tea Turtle, and it's basically anxiety, and it's when I run out of coffee.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. So I feel like we should get a little writing done today.
Yes.
Everybody in the chat, tell us what it is you are working on today. And let's go around really fast, starting with Michelle. What are you working on today?
Well, my plan was to work on a beat sheet for a ghostwriting client. But literally, as this stream was starting, I flipped back to my planner because I was going to do it by hand, and I already did it. And I have no memory of doing this. Like, when did I do this? I don't know, but it's already done, so I don't know. I need to recalibrate and figure out.
Oh my God. Well, that's always good when you were like, oh, I really have to get this done and it's already finished. That's good. Although you're doing a lot of ghostwriting, girlfriend, if you don't remember which ones you've outlined.
If it makes you feel any better, Tamara in her stream, when she was talking about the name for her book, which is Bailed Out, she forgot that she had not made that title once, but twice, because she made it first with Dana, forgot, and then got with me, and then we made that again, and then it was like, wait.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh,
maybe you're writing in your sleep, getting up and
Oh, that's me.
That's
I'm the one who
true.
writes in her sleep. That's
Oh
me.
my gosh. Oh, you guys, I just realized my computer must have unplugged from the wall. So you guys, Robert, tell what you're working on, and I'm going to go plug my computer in. Hold on. You keep going.
The quarantine anthology story, which seems to be pretty damn elusive, but little by little it's coming together. It's just that these are strange times and focus is not what it usually is.
I feel that in my soul. I feel a lot of things in my soul lately. I'm like, yes, I relate, yes.
I feel I need a haircut in my soul. What the heck is this going on? Carol, what are you working on today?
I am going to be working on... So first off, they don't have this shirt anymore. It's gone. I'm sorry. I went to go look at it so that way I could find it for you. But I'm working on Pilgrimage of the Cherry Blossom, which is my paranormal romance that I'm writing. So I'm going to be doing that today. This is the follow-up squirrel shirt that they've got that's almost as good that I also have.
All right, hold on. Are you showing us?
Oh, no, I just put it.
Oh, you put it in the link. Okay, cool. All right, fantastic. All right, so Geek says trying to write a prequel short as a reader magnet for my novel. Right with Melanie, I'm halfway done with revisions for book 1 in my YA dark fantasy. I want to finish it by the 30th so I can send it to beta so they have all October to read and give feedback. Yay! Debbie's working on a comic script. Awesome. Sarah is doing some brainstorming ideas, mostly suspects. We talked about this yesterday. I love thinking about bad guys for her book. And I'm bad guys like more fun sometimes to think about. For a book in my historical mystery series. Laurel is, I think what I need to do is edit a flash fiction, make a video for the flash fiction piece, but I really just want to read and think that side might win out today. You know what? Reading makes you a better writing. So let's call that craft and not feel guilty about it. So there we go. She said ghostwriting Michelle, so I'm betting Casper took a shot.
That's it.
Oh,
And with that, we are going to do a 5-minute warm-up sprint. Or should we just move to a 20? Should we just start with a 20?
Why
Sure.
not?
What do you guys think? Who needs a warm-up? All right.
I do.
So, you need a warm-up?
I need a warm up.
All
I need a
right.
dog warm up.
All right.
Yeah, she needs no warm up.
I'll go back. Hold on.
Sorry.
It's okay. I got all excited there
No
for
problem.
a second. We love you, so it's all right. Oh,
Thank
hold on. Okay.
Also, Steven, sci-fi own voices. We need to talk. I wanna know all about that.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. All right, you guys. Oh, look, it started going. We don't want that. Hold on. All right, here we go, everybody. Let's get ready to sprint. Stretch those little arms, have a drink of water, and let's go. Sprint. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Fantastic. All right. All right, what did I do? See, I went over to put the live link in, and I thought that, hold on. I'm such a dork. All right. I had like double thing. All right, sorry, because I can't manage. See what I said about focus? It might be a problem. All right. So how did everybody do in our little warm-up sprint? Pretty well?
I edited some words, so like I'm maintaining the word count limit, which is good.
That is good. That is good. Heather says, coming in to hit the like button. Hello, Heather. We're so glad you made it today.
Good to see you, Heather.
Steven, working on YA sci-fi, which I also decided now is own voices. Woohoo!
I want to hear this.
That is awesome. CO says, first Carol and her spicy friend Rice, now Lisa and her prequel. We can't help it. It's just who we are. All right. KD, working on an outline for a short story. That is awesome. Melody, I've got my potato chips to nibble on. I'm ready to go. All right. CO, wisely noted, I had decided that I would go ahead and try and not sprint, just walk while sprinting. But I'm not sure how that worked out. I did get a link posted, so that's exciting. All right, Audra dropped in to like before my morning circle. Thank you, Audra. That's so sweet of you. Debbie got 33 words. Woohoo! Awesome. Melanie revised a half a page and added 61 words to chapter 8. Very nice. Nyla Skeek got 117. That's fantastic. I posted a link to local haunts in the chat below. So if you guys are interested in that, you definitely want to go check it out. I think it sounds very cool. All right. Sarah jotted down notes on suspect secrets. Ooh, that sounds fun. Steven's got 50 words. Laurel read a couple of pages, and the book is too good to stop reading just now. Well, that's okay. You can just stay with us. Steven, 50 words is awesome. Geek says, a prequel can easily be an annoying sequel or a prequel of a story. Oh, yeah, that's good. You guys fix it. Just fix it for me. Make it work, would you? Okay, the prequel will be the story that happens prior to the prequel. Yes.
It should be. It's
the
prequel to the prequel. Let's make a trend. Go.
I'm on chapter 20 proofreading. Very nice work. Nice geek. Ooh, prequel. I like where you're going. Apart from Michelle and Carol, is anybody else doing Millwordy? What is it you have to write? Like is it like 3K a day in order to write 1 million words in a year?
It's like 2,762, I think.
Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I have a calendar. Hi. Hold on.
I know it's something like a little over 83,000 words a month.
Yeah, you have to write over 80,000. Yeah, so it's 2,730. 2,740 words because I'm rounding up the decimal. So
Nihilist just says no, Millwordy. So let's talk about this for a second. So have you guys well, Carol, you already write 1 million words a day, so that does not surprise me at all. But 83,000 words a month. I feel like that would be nano for an entire year.
Yeah. That's a novel. That's a novel a month.
A novel a month.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, everybody's setting their own rules. But for me, I'm counting all parts, like the outline. Those words count. Mm-hmm. All drafts, those words count. If I rewrite something, those words count. So it's not actually an 83,000 word novel every month.
Not new. Not everything.
Yeah, not new words. Like if you I made a spreadsheet to nobody's surprise. And
what?
I know, right? And it's on my website if anybody wants to be nosy and see what I'm doing. But on that, I include the drafting, the brainstorming. I also include if I'm revising. And I'm counting pretty much all the words I write. So this includes my newsletters, any of my fiction. I actually included my graduate thesis in there too, because I was like, if I'm going to spend 8 weeks working on this thing. I'm counting every one of those words. So that's what I did.
Yeah. So explain to us how this works, because the only thing I know about it really is you write 1 million words in a year, 83,000 words a month. Do emails count? Because I could probably not. Yeah.
Some people count emails. Yeah.
Really?
Everybody's having their own rules about what counts and what doesn't.
I could probably, if I had to count like emails, social media posts, and all the right scripting, talking points, I probably do write that much.
Yeah, the objective with the Millwordy isn't to write not to write 1 million new words, but the objective is actually more to hone your writing craft through the act of writing and editing and revising. So I'm like, I don't know if I did a video where I talked about it. I think I talked about it. No, I did do a video where I talked about it. But basically, I'm using Millwordy because I have like 40 projects that are either 30 to 70% complete. And for one reason,
we talked about it in the vlog, yes.
Yeah, and so for some reason, I have not finished it. So I just decided to just use Millwordy to actually finish those projects and not start any new projects. So that's what I'm using it for.
Okay, well, that makes sense. That seems very practical, actually. Go ahead, Robert. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I suppose if I counted every word, then maybe I write a lot more, because those who have seen my texts, I get
right.
Robert writes essay responses. I'll ask her a question like, "How's your day going?" It's like, well, if we go ahead and we reflect on the deep meanings of like, oh no, Robert, you can just say it's okay.
I have the same problem as Robert, and I'm aware of it, and I try to not do it, but then I do it on my own.
Yeah,
I just feel really bad.
I love Robert's deep reflections.
I do too. I just feel really bad because like these are like really like poetic responses, and of course like I'm very like short and clipped in messages. Like, well, that sounds good, right? and a GIF.
You're like 3 words to every 500 words.
Yeah. But you know, the other thing though is I think that's part of the reason like why we all have become such good friends is because of all that like dialogue back and forth. Tina's here. Hey Tina, we're so glad you made it today. All right, we're talking since you just got here. We're talking about Millwordy. So I want to know something because I would just assume you would start that at like the beginning of a calendar year. But all of a sudden everybody's talking about it right now. So.
Yeah.
Did it start like in October or July or what?
September for a lot of people. Kate Kavanaugh said that she wanted to do Millwordy because she's kind of in a similar situation. And she basically just kind of wanted to push. And so she's like, I'm going to start in September because why wait, you know?
Right.
Sure. And then, of course, like my punk butt was like, well, I'll just start next week.
I think that if you had a series to write and you wanted to engage in Millwordy, it would definitely help you faster. But if you're thinking in terms of the 1 million words to become a writer, that theory, there's nobody who's basically beginning who's going to perfect their craft by writing 1 million words in a year. That's just not possible.
I'm with Steven. I'm with Steven on this because like it's so unrealistic for me to do Millwordy that I'm not even gonna try. And just like Steven said, I don't usually put word count goals because those actually stress me more than help me. So I'm like, no, I want to finish projects. That's what I do. I'm going to focus on finishing this project. However words come out, I don't care so long as the project is finished.
That's what I was realizing last night because I'm in the middle of revisions on my novel that I just got the developmental edits for. And it's like last night I was like, I'm going to knock out so many words of this new draft. And it was like, I barely got 1,000, but I also changed a bunch of verb tenses. I changed a bunch of point of view. I changed a bunch of order of scenes. So it's like, you know, I did the harder work of making the ideas different, but I didn't type as many words. So sometimes it's discouraging, but I'm like, you know what? I can't focus on the word count while I'm doing this part.
No. Savvy's here. Hi, Savvy.
Hello.
I was like, Savvy.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I was walking Chewy around the block. And
it's the usual schedule.
It's always Chewy, guys, but he's a good boy. He needs a good walk.
He does. So yeah, so we were talking about Millwordy, whether or not all your words, your emails count, your revising counts, your letters to mom, your texts back and forth. And I think like, okay, well, I guess if you were tracking all of that, for me, if you were tracking all of that, I could kind of see that. But I love the idea of trying to get your project all done.
Yeah, that's just really what I want to do. Yeah.
Because I usually try to work on one thing at a time. And I tend to be like really intensive for a couple months, then I finish, then I go on to the next thing. But right now I have like 5 or 6 different things I'm working on. And I feel like I'm like scattered on all of them, and I really hate that. But I don't know if that's the sign of the times or if...
I know what happened with me is that like the one trend that I've noticed about why I have like multiple projects is like I'll be working on one thing and then like there's a sci-fi that I was working on, a romantic sci-fi, and it was for Faye Black, and I was doing it for a publisher, and that publisher and I butted heads like, and not in a good way, right? Mm-hmm. And I wrote 70,000 words of this manuscript. Like all I have to do is go and revise it. It's just sitting there.
Wow.
I want to see your sci-fi someday.
What are you gonna do with that?
It's on the board of things that needs to get worked on. So I'm still going to finish it. So basically it's like, I have like some emotional resentment to like the period surrounding when I was crafting these stories. So when I go back to look at them, all I remember is not the story or the characters. I was like, I was fighting with so-and-so at this time. And like, that's not really how I need to walk into my story, but.
No, it's probably not the best like way to sort of open your mind creatively. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there is something about, I can't remember who I was talking to about this. Somebody. Oh, one of my book coaching clients, we were actually talking about diets of all things, and like exercise goals and things like that, and because he's writing a book about that, and we were talking about how it can be really hard to look at like a big board where you have 30 projects that need to be finished, and how overwhelming that can be, like where your brain can't really focus on any of them. But you know how the strategy with money management used to be, if people are like in a lot of debt, they used to tell people to try and pay down like the highest interest loan or credit card or whatever, right? So they would tell you to do that because of the idea that you're like, that's the one that's sort of costing you the most. But now what they tell people is that they should pay off the smallest bill first, because paying off one, even if it's not the thing that's making the biggest dent, that little win inspires you to go to the next win, inspires you to go to the next win, the next win. And I think the same thing is true when you have all these projects. Yes. That just having, right, you have 40 things, maybe don't take on the big 200,000 word fantasy, that you're planning, maybe the little project, maybe the anthology project first, and then the one after that, and then like, along the line until you
agree.
Have some wins stacked up. Yeah, definitely. All right. So Sarah says, I'm tracking what I write, work on every day. I don't have any word count goals. I'm just working on books as they come up. Cool. Heather is watching 2 streams on 2 devices. Watching Sako make some art as well. I have some cards I want to make today, so that's going to be my focus after getting some other things done. Nice job. Melanie is also keeping track, using revisions to get up to at least 45K for this book. I don't think it's going to be a 50,000 word novel, but I'm self-publishing, so it won't really be an issue. Yeah, exactly. I have to say, of all my books, the book that sold the best, that sold in the most foreign countries, has the best sales numbers, my shortest book. Just saying. Human beings have the attention spans of sand gnats. So there's that. All right. Stephen doesn't really usually do word count. I do like to have like a goal every day, generally speaking. But I will say I've had to lower that goal quite a lot during the last several months, because I was not meeting my normal high goal, and it was really like frustrating me, upsetting me. And just a smiley face from Joanne Ninja Head. Nihilist Geek says Robert can do Millwordy. True. That's so true.
Nobody here's arguing.
I do appreciate Robert's Millwordy chats. I learn a lot from those.
Yes, we all do. We all do. Robert is a wise and wonderful soul. All right, Michelle CO Savvy has a question. Has Millwordy been challenging as you write middle grade with primarily illustrations?
No, because regardless of whether or not there's illustrations, like the novels are usually between 30 and 40,000 words. And then if I count like my 8,000 word outline and 20,000 words of zero drafting and all the rewrites, it's easily still over 70,000 words of writing per book that I do. So it's been good so far. Like I'm already at 85,000 words for September, I think.
Look at you go. Nice. If I could give you a little trophy or something, I totally would. I have a water bottle. Ta-da.
Your reward is hydration. Well done.
That's right. We are so proud of you. All right. I am going to head over. We are going to do, speaking of all these words, we can't let everybody get behind. All right. So let's go ahead and do a 20-minute. And today we are going to be using Joanne Ninja Hen's awesome book cover timer. Hold on just a second.
That book cover timer is amazing. Also, Joanne, again, thank you so much for the new animated cover for my short story. Thank you so much.
She does some incredible, incredible covers. I just love them to death. All right, here we go. I don't know why it's black, but I haven't hit the play button yet, so that's probably why. All right, everybody. Oh, look, only 16 people have liked it. You guys run over and like that timer. You know why? Because we're always using it right in the middle of a stream. That's why. All right, everybody. Let's get ready to do our 20-minute sprint. Here we go. Who wants to say sprint?
Me.
Okay, hit it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, sprint.
There we go. Oh, and there's another 3, 2, 1. My fault. Sorry. You did such a great job, doll. I'm sorry I messed it up. I'm talking. You can see my lips moving, and I've muted myself, but I'm unmuting everyone else. Someday I'm going to figure this all out, and it's going to be awesome.
Don't worry.
All right.
It's part of your personality
All right, you
on
guys.
the stream. It's part of your brand. It's Lisa.
It is. It's very Lisa. All right. So we're going to take some, we're going to talk to the chat, and you guys figure out how you did, what you did, and let us know for sure. So Heather said last time, before we went on the sprint, she said she's getting ready for her con this weekend. I'm on the Writing for YA Market panel. Michelle, I'm getting pretty excited.
What's the con?
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
asked her to send me a link to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. So we will we'll post that as soon as you send it over. Nihilist Geek says if you're writing full time, Millwordy is a piece of cake.
I do have a huge respect for anybody who is doing Millwordy and is like that isn't their job.
I'm not.
Like,
And that's
I
another
never
reason
done
why
it.
I'm not
Never,
doing
never.
it, because like I have a lot of smaller things to take care of. Like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have like heavy house
Right.
duties. Like at the Tuesdays and Thursdays are full days, or almost full days. I can cram in a stream if I'm invited to co-host. I can talk to my roommate, and it's like, okay, at this time I'm gonna do this, but then the rest of the day it's all mine. And so like I have other things in the house. Sometimes people request me to do translations. Sometimes that's very rare these days, but it can happen. And recently I started also sensitivity reading. So what? I mean, not official though. Not official.
Yeah.
I'm not certified. I'm not licensed. I don't have any paper that says like she is a sensitivity. I don't have nothing. I'm just a blind person.
Well, you're lucky because there is, in fact,
There
no
are-
certification.
Yeah, I was
or
going to ask that. I
licensure
didn't think there
for-
was. I thought it was. It's still such a kind of
No.
a newer
No.
job. I feel like that it's still very entrepreneurial. Like you kind of find your own. Yeah.
That's part of why it gets. That's why it gets a lot of criticism, because anybody can come in and say that they're a sensitivity reader. And one of the personal quips that I have with it is the fact that you have some individuals that are just looking to control your writing. So their suggestions aren't actually made on the merit of trying to make it. It's not coming from a good place. They're literally just wanting to go in so they can tell you what to do. And I'm saying that because I have a friend. And he said he was writing a book, and he told not a mutual contact, but he told somebody else this. And they said, well, you need to let me sensitivity read it because you're a man and you've probably put like male toxicity in it. And he was just like, excuse me?
No. No.
Yeah.
Definitely that's
weird.
not me. Definitely that wouldn't be me. I work mostly with blind and visually impaired characters. I can do other things too because I have a lot of stuff going on with me.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
I would trust Dahl 1000%.
I wouldn't be like, oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to do that. No, on the contrary. I just want to see like that you did your research. Like I would ask you a few questions if I have any doubts, but I'm not going to command you to do anything. It's just
I think if they called it fact checking, it would be a lot more respectable.
Yeah. Yeah, fact checking and that kind of thing. I mean, there was one short story that I read. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it had to do, there was like a guide dog involved somewhere. And I was like, what kind of breed is this dog? And I just wanted to know because there are specific breeds that are trained to be guide dogs for the blind. And so I was like, okay, from the description, I cannot tell which breed is this. Can you possibly add it somewhere? Maybe someone makes a comment. You don't have to. It's just Dahl being Dahl. I was a pet sitter. I'm curious. So there's no problem with what you did. It's just me being curious. And the person said, oh, actually, I would look into that. So that's the kind of thing that I would do just to be sure that like things are clear and silly things like that. But I wouldn't tell you, oh, because you are misrepresenting us and you have to do this and that. No. I am so delighted that people want to write about blind characters, not just me doing it. I'm happy. Bring it on.
Well, and I think a lot of sensitivity reading is supposed to, you want to make sure that they're that they're not playing into stereotypes or
Exactly.
or saying anything that's really like flat out wrong, but also offensive, or using a term that people find that people in that community find really offensive. So
or make sure that it's intentionally offensive. Like I had one person ask me to read something, and I was like, if your intention is to actually piss off this demographic of people, that phrase that this character says at this point will actually do that.
We'll do it.
If it's a bully, okay, if it's like a bully character.
It's like the villain who has to,
yeah, like it's an antagonist who happens to be ableist. Yeah. I have that in my book, and I'm a blind writer, and I have that. So
I am entering no, I'm not doing sensitivity reading. I'm having someone else do that for my book for the first time. So I'm getting all the revisions done, and then I found 2 people to sensitivity read. So hopefully it's a great experience. I'll let you guys know.
I'm very
curious to hear. Me too. I'm very
definitely.
I had my editor tried to sensitivity read. Like when I say, okay, hold on, let me rewind. So my bias on this entire situation is my first editing experience with my editor, and she tried to sensitivity read my my book Queen of Swords and Silence first. And my conundrum with that is that she was intentionally trying to change characters that didn't need to be changed. And her big pet peeve was David. She was like, I don't like David. Men don't act like this. And I was like, well, David's a Marine. That's how Marines act. She's like, no, they aren't. And I was like, how many Marines do you talk to? And she's like, well, I don't talk to any. It's like, okay, cool. I have.
While I was in the military,
I remember,
like, that's weird to say about a demographic that huge that makes up about
right.
Yeah, I also remember your experience with Carrow had an experience with someone who tried to change things about like the scenes in Japan, because she has some scene. Yeah, and someone tried to change it, and Carrow was like, I have been there for 5 years. What are you going to tell me about it?
That's so weird.
Yeah, and then there's in England, we have like a fae type. We have a fairy type that we tell about in folktales, and they're called brownies, and they're basically a way to say little people. And she came out, she's like, brownies is an offensive term. I was like, okay, first off, it's not. And second off, if it is, can you explain to me why the American Girl Scouts uses it as a rank? And she's like, well, I'll have to research that. I was like, you're so... Okay, I'm done.
All right, we're gonna. Melanie is excited that Savvy is here.
Melanie. Sorry, I was late, guys.
That's okay. Melanie says, I can't even win NaNoWriMo in November. I'm not stressing myself out unnecessarily for Milwordy. Feel ya. Yeah. Okay, so I did do a link, you guys, for Local Haunts. That is Nihilist Geeks' new anthology that is coming out Thursday. Is that right? It's coming out on Thursday?
Yes, this Thursday, he said. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, Nihilist Geek further down. Yeah, that concept that you have over there sounds very interesting. I love it. You don't have to have blind characters. Love it.
Ah, that's awesome. All right, so CEO Savvy says goals help to keep me focused. Writing them down, creating a spreadsheet helps keep me accountable. I am with you. No goal setting would make me complacent, and it also helps train me for daily writing when I get published. Yeah, or daily writing to get published. Yeah. I'm that way too. What about you, Michelle?
Goals. Yeah, I have to set goals. I have to give myself deadlines. If nobody's giving me one, then I have to set one for myself. Otherwise, I'm going to do it.
Right. Otherwise, it just goes on and on and on. Yeah, exactly. All right. Nina's here. Hello, Nina. We're so glad you made it today. Allie's here. Everyone's having a great day. I'm so glad I caught the stream in time. We're so glad you're here. Thanks so much for coming today. Nina says, oh, hold on. Nina says, I already hit my word count goal for the day, outlining Nano novel now. Look at you. Nice work. All right. CEO says, I think Milwordy might be magnanimous for folks who don't.
It's okay.
All good. Okay.
You just need some French fried rice. It's fine.
I do need some French fried rice. For folks who don't, this was from yesterday. For folks who don't write regularly, Kate, Carol, Michelle have tons of writing projects, so the mill words are spread out. I believe that they can do it. I believe they can do it too. Good job, girls. All right, here we go. That Heather is going to send us the link Melanie says, boo, my internet was doing that earlier before this first sprint. Oh, that's because Heather was having internet difficulties once I asked her to give us a link. Holy smokes. StreamYard just jumped like crazy. Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah, we're so glad you made it today. All right. Going down. CEO says she's doing well. Hump days are the best. Everybody's saying hi. Athena's here. Hey, Athena, we're so glad you made it today. All right, good. Okay, Melanie's going to hop back over to Sako. She's halfway done with chapter 8, but needs a break. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. Bonnie is jumping in for a few sprints. I feel like we should make Bonnie happy and do some sprints, but we have some progress today, so let me knock that out really fast. Nyla Skeet got 248 words. Yay! No, 348 words.
It was a typo. Whoop.
That's right. Very nice job. Debbie got 185. Eva just finished up the last section of the site, kinda. First round of page tweaks, now to add images. Look at you go. Nice work. Sarah's still working on suspect secrets. I've got 5 out of 6 trying to figure out a good one for the last suspect. Love that. Athena, no writing, cleaning my desk off to move it in front of the window. That's where my desk is. I love it. I have a great view of the water, and the only bad thing about having your desk in front of the window is, like, for me, afternoon sun hits the water, and I'm like, oh, blasted. So, all right.
Oof.
I know, right? That's the worst. Okay, you guys have yet to hit my daily goal once. That's okay, honey. You will make it. All right, let's go ahead and do another sprint. I think I've got this going this time. Let's try it. So challenging. Wait, did I not stop? Oh, here we go. Sorry. All right, everybody. Who would like to say the sprint? Anybody?
I can do it.
Thank you. Usually I just do it, but I thought, like, that's selfish. I should let someone else say it for a change. All right, ready? We're going to go. You do it, Caro.
Okay. It's a pep talk first. It's a pep talk. I know. It's the second sprint. It's time to show that keyboard who's boss. Look at those keys. Look at them. They're just keys. You're going to beat them up to make words that will become sentences and then pages, and then your book will be done. So let's go ahead and do that for 20 minutes. So we will start in 3, 2, 1. Spread.
All right. Okay, everybody. All right. Good. So how did everybody do on that one? How'd you do, Michelle?
Good. I'm at about 675 words
Good
in
for
this beat sheet.
you. That's awesome. So how far on your beat sheets, because mine tend to be pretty short. So, I mean, really short. So like maybe, I don't know, at the most a paragraph for each sort of scene, and sometimes less than that. So
Yeah.
is that about the same for you?
Yeah, I'm doing something a little different with this client because we've tried doing an outline, and it's the third book in a series, and it's like trying to tie all these things together, and it's hard. So we're starting over it, and we're just gonna I'm sending him a beat sheet, and he's gonna like a really basic one. It'll probably just be 2 or 3 pages at most. He's gonna kind of like give me his thoughts on like just whether or not we're hitting the main points, and then add in like, I think this should happen here, and I think we're just gonna pass it back and forth and try to develop it together.
Right, cool. All right, Robert, how'd you do?
I didn't do badly. I finished up a scene, and I think it ended on a pretty decent note. I think the point of it's there. Still needs a little work, but it's getting there.
That's good. All right, fantastic. How about you, Savvy? How'd you do? Uh-oh, we lost her.
She gone.
Uh-oh. Dal, how'd you do?
I more than halfway done with the editing of my thing, but I also reached the technobabble part of the story where like the sci-fi element is there, and I had a lot of problems wording that thing according to the beta reader suggestions, and I agree. And I was like, okay, I need to, this is the part of the editing that I'm going to do off stream. So I'm just like fully focused on it. But that means that the parts that I could do while being here are done.
Oh, good. Good job. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. How about you, Kara? How'd you do?
That time I got 753
Nice
words.
work. I did not count my words because I was responding to 2 like super long and very detailed emails, like Robert style. They were really thinky emails, which yeah, but I should have counted I should go back and count my words so I know what so I know what I did on that. Savvy, how about you? How'd you do?
I don't know where my audio went at that point, but I have been working on some art for this next book, and I finished doing the basic layer of colors on the dog, and now I'm getting ready to do some more detail on him.
Cool. All right, so Laurel says, ooh, things are so dire in this book I'm reading. I better stop and do some actual work. Nice job, Laurel. Nihilist Geek wants to know, what's wrong with male toxicity? I feel like you've been talking to Horror Geek because that's something he would totally say.
He's playing a little bit of sarcasm too.
Yeah, exactly. Just to get me all spun up. That's what he would say. All right. CO Savvy says, never feel bad for your goose, Lisa. Lisa Daly is pretty much a burr. I Lisa Daly'd hard yesterday, and you can't see what the smile was the point. Agreed. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, I'm glad that my dorkiness could become a verb. I feel very proud of that. Half the conflict in the novel comes from good old male toxicity. It can be a fun thing to play with. I will say that. All right. I always think of sensitivity readers as a check to make sure you're not accidentally hurtful. That is how I think of it, Spence. I think that's a really good definition. All right, Geek just says, I just realized I could not technically have blind people in my novel. AR technology that interfaces directly to the minds of the user could offer most people sort of vision.
That's what I was talking about. And I was like, hey, I actually love the concept. You don't have to have blind people there.
That's pretty cool. That's very cool. David is amazing. Boo on her for trying to change him. Right?
And I agree.
You don't want to mess with David. You don't want to mess with David. Yeah. Aw.
Yay, David Fan Club.
That's awesome. Oh, this is cool. Joanne Ninja Hand says Glory did a sensitivity read for a chapter for me because I used dyslexia for a joke and I wanted to know if it was offensive or not. Her feedback was very useful. Good. Cool. I think that's what I always think of it for. All right, here we go. StreamYard jumped. Sorry, guys. Oh.
Usually my feedback for anyone who's like writing that kind of jokes and things, usually the one making the joke is the person who has the condition. Like I make blind jokes all the freaking time and I don't think it's offensive. I'm just joking.
Right. Right, and that is like that sort of in joke is okay in any sort of given community, but if somebody else were making those jokes, it would be awful and hurtful. We can all make jokes about ourselves, right? Exhibit A. Okay. Sorry. Joanne Ninja Hen says, I'm wondering a bit that you all agree on the evil characters may be evil. I reread a few times you should never use the N word or the F word, even when you're writing villains. Well, let me say I dropped the F-bomb quite a bit in my book.
No, not that F word, the other, the slur.
Oh.
Yeah.
Different F word. Okay, sorry about that. There's a yeah. Okay, so no. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this panel? What do you think?
Tricky situation.
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends on the time period. It depends on the type of character and the point you're trying to make. I mean, writers like Stephen King use negative, bad, harsh stuff all the time to prove a point against the people that use those type of things because he makes them look like monsters symbolically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're also usually the people that get eaten by the monster.
And they have it coming. All right, they do have it coming. All right, Heather says, I can't get into any other site except this one. I even restarted my computer, but Google Necronomicon Tampa and you'll find it. Okay, I'll here, let me just I'm trying to copy it off the screen. I'm trying to copy and paste off of the, oh my gosh, you guys, seriously.
Do you want me to look it up for you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Nope. I got it. Not horizontal fun. I was like, yeah, I use that all the time. Horizontal fun. Not
Yeah, I
the
was about
other
to say
one.
no, Lisa, you don't.
Yeah. No. I do not use that one all the time. All right. There we go. Caro says, depends on the genre. Both are currently frowned on here in the U.S. That is the truth. Yes. See, okay, so this is the thing. That is actually the first thing I think of when I think of that word. But quickly followed by the second one. Clearly, I don't think about it at all. Then I think about smoking and sex, and then I'm done for the day. Really.
No, but it's good. It's good of you. It's good of Joanne that she asks. You know, I mean, she's in Germany, like she's in Europe. She doesn't have the same experiences that it depends on where the characters come from. That's why I said it's tricky. So it depends. It's different. It's very different in America. So it's good that she asks. It will all depend on who is your character. What's like Robert said, what's the point that you're trying to make, etc., etc.
Exactly.
I do know in Britain they like to if they find a Yank, they usually like to ask the F word, like, do you want an F thing? And they'll be like, what? And they think it's absolutely hilarious. And at one point I was kind of like, not that funny to them, but okay.
Not as funny as you might think. CO Savvy says, show that keyboard whose boss. Gotta love a Caro pep talk. That's definitely going on a t-shirt. Yeah. I know Caro, if you just put all the Caroisms in one place, that would be one heck of a merch store.
It's like I have one.
No, let's have some more. All right. Joanne Ninja Hen says, I think that taboo is kind of interesting. You may make villains as evil as you want, but you still have to censor their speech. There is something interesting about that. I know a writer who he's an older guy and he writes these like sort of James Bondy kind of thrillers, and they're all like set in all these different countries, and they're pretty cool. And often there's like gang violence, but he never uses a swear word in any of his books. Mm-hmm. And I love the guy. He's super sweet. But I also think like it's not realistic for gang members per se or writers to not, drop some swear words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see a high-class James Bond villain never cursing, but it's like Stephen King, again, as an example, said in his book on writing, if you have a character that's very street level or uneducated, and they say, oh, sugar, when they mean something else, it's going to seem like, who is this, your grandmother?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And that's it. Nobody it's not just the main character. Like I could totally see that. I love that actually. But nobody swears. All gang members and bad guys clean up their language when around this particular
I know
superhero.
some authors have like I have his book over here actually. He's somebody that goes to my physical, or he used to go to my physical critique group, and he was not a fan of cussing at all. And he would write like they cursed, and I was kind of like, I would like to see the cursing. He was like, we don't do that where I come from, and I was like, oh, okay, friend. And some of them have it for like a moral reason, an attitude reason. Some of them have it for a religious reason. So like I asked one time, and if they give me a response, I'm kind of like, okay, if that's how that's your jam, that's your jam. But that's more for like the omitting of it, for the putting it in. I would just make sure that you're depicting whatever group that you are writing about appropriately, and then just be ready to have those citations with you. I'm just saying.
Yes. All right. So Heather says, depends on your audience. Stephen King uses the F-bomb, if I remember right. And Joanne says, yes. He used other words as well, got heavily criticized for it. That started the whole discussion about villains and their speech. All right. I just love how people casually drop the G word for Romani people, while for us over here, it is the equivalent of the N word. I will say, like, this was a word, like, I was, like, in college before I realized that was a slur.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't, like, running around saying it, but I certainly wasn't I certainly, I did not have that realization until actually an editor friend of mine was like, hey, do you know what this is? And I was like, and I was horrified.
Yeah.
But then when I lived in Italy, there are so many Romani people in Italy, and you hear it all the time, and it's fairly terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on Hungary. Oof.
Yeah.
I do.
All right.
That word being quite commonplace in stories and in life in general. But for a writer, I think something like that is okay if it's coming from a character who would say it, but it shouldn't come from the author.
I had that issue with one of my characters because she's a half Romani, and she uses the word because she's like, I'm a half G word. She says it, and I'm like, but she, not me, not the author. She can use it. She's like,
Right.
And then just to make sure that people are clear that it's not me using that word, but the character, her sister is like Romani, and like, don't teach him the slur, please. Like,
right.
So I played around it with the other character in the room, like, hey, that's a slur. Don't do that. Like, please. So I had to play on that. Yeah.
So as said before, it's very complicated.
It is. It's super
really is.
complicated. Sin is here. Hello. We're so glad you made it today. Very nice to see you. Oh, she missed that part. Had to restart her laptop. All right, here we go. I missed part of this conversation. Joanne Ninja Hen says, oh, here you go. CEO Savvy says, that's why I love fantasy, so I can be creative with swearing. Remember Farscape's What the Frell iconic. Love that. Joanne says, I love that too, and positive words as well. I still use shiny from Firefly. Right. People in my book in 2051 use groovy and the pest for cool stuff. Oh, I love that. All right, Nihilist Geek got 140 words, ending the spring. I assume you mean sprint early. Nihilist Geek says, I'm trying to decide if my characters will use what the hell. I use that like 15 times a day. There we go. Story detective, it's a tough subject for lots of people. Yes. Yes, that's all true. Look, oh my God, we were talking about how Robert does like these great, like contemplative.
You guys know it's true. We're not making it up, yo.
No, this is why we love you, Robert. Oh my gosh, you're
Here's
awesome.
here's the tangible or like visible proof.
Okay, Debbie did 169. That's awesome. Athena got the top part of her desk cleared off. Yay!
Yay!
That's awesome. Sarah's moved on to suspect alibis. Love that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to like hurry to get through these. Okay, Laurel wrote part of a conversation. Can't say I'm loving how it's going. Keep working on it. Sometimes, right? Just like humans, you need a little bit of time to kind of warm up with the conversation.
I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing over here. Revisions. It will always get better.
Yeah, it can. But sometimes if you just let it play out, then you can always cut the boring part you don't like later. But like, just let it keep, like, let the characters sort of like find their rhythm is what I'm trying to say. All right. 453, look at you. Nice work. 327 from Stephen Whelan. Yeah, you are doing awesome, buddy. Alexis did more proofreading and Grandma's Home. Oh, we're so glad to hear about that.
That's nice.
Very nice. Very nice work. All right. So Eva says the N word is a slur. The F word is a curse word. You can cuss. I think.
No, I corrected that. Don't worry.
I think you were talking about this. Yeah, I'm like, I use F word all the time. Different F word. Okay, there we go. There we go. Made some notes for her topic. Got some stamps, inks, and watercolor paper out. Cool. Yes. Yes. And here's Sparrow. And I had the exact same reaction. Yeah. Eva says, my train of thought is if you're not sure, don't use it. Yes. Eva, you and me, honey. Yeah, exactly. All right, you guys. So what are we posting here? This is the conference, right?
Yeah, the Necrocomic-Con 2020 stay-at-home edition. That's the link for it, friends.
Awesome. Very, very nice. That's super cool. All right, good job. So that's where Heather's going to be. It is interesting. Is it to help those who use them not feel evil, or is it to not use it in general? Would be a good topic for a trooper. Oh, kind of would. Yeah. All right. Very Bad Books. It's here. We're so glad you see it.
I got you.
Yes. So, yeah.
That's her. That's her.
That is so awesome. All right, CEO Savvy says, I personally don't swear or write swear words, but I read novels and watch movies with swear words in them, and I don't mind. If it's excessive, I'm like, sheesh, but sometimes the swearing is necessary. That's true. I do try to kind of go through and lighten up the swearing in my books because I don't want it to be up. But I think I just think that way, especially when a character's upset. All right. Theo Savvy says, no wonder Robert's struggling with his anthology story. These chat boxes have a 200-word limit. He has 4 or 5. Bonnie, 127 words, checked over school. Kids completed schoolwork. Eva says, I love it when you call me beautiful. Oh, hold on. I have trouble fitting my ideas in a novel. A short story is a drastic challenge. I can see that. Okay, Jordy says traversing regular life with Robert is an adventure. His interactions with the public. Yes, that is absolutely true.
And outed by Georgie.
Yes.
We love Georgie. All right, you guys are not going to believe this, but we're actually going to finish on time today. I may have just
you jinxed it.
I just jinxed it by saying that.
You jinxed it.
Let's see if I jinxed it or not. So a couple things before we start saying goodbye. First, Carol Brown has a new book out. Yay! Yeah. Make you big. Hold on. Wait, I can't figure it out. Nope, that was me. That's the wrong person.
No. There you go.
Yay!
Yay!
Woo!
in the chat and also in the description below. It's awesome. You guys should definitely read it. And it and it is okay. Look, Laurel says cue 30 minutes of goodbyes. And Very Bad Book says only one bed. Right.
No,
Yes.
what will we do?
All right, we're going to be good. And then the other thing is we talked a little bit about planning earlier and how we plan our goals and all of this. And you guys may have participated last time or you may have missed it. But last month, at the end of the month, we did the first ever Carol and Lisa, I don't even know my own name. Who am I? Boozy Planner-orama. And how exciting. We are going to be having another one this Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys will, I'm sure, see the link around. I have not put it up yet, but it'll be up soon. And a bunch of fun people are going to be there. Robert's going to be there. I don't know. Michelle had said last time she might come. So maybe if Michelle's around, she'll be there. We had like a lovely group. Last time we had Amy around with us. Who else came? We had somebody else.
Amy tried to show up. It was
Yes.
you. It was you, me, Robert, Tamara, and then we also had Sarah from Widow Weeds.
Sarah was there, and Amy's coming this time.
Yes.
Yes. You know what happens when you do so many like live streams with like and
Things start to blur, and you don't remember who was where.
All right. CS Savvy says Lisa didn't have the Caro time stopper last week, and we finished the live stream at 1:10. Let's see how it goes. Eva says, that's right. Eva says, when is this? It is Saturday night. This Saturday night on my channel. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stickers and liquors, baby. That's what we're doing.
I love it. That was so fun last time. I definitely want to join that again because I got so much planning done.
Yeah, right. It's so much fun. And plus, it was just like a fun hangout. All right, you guys, let's say our outros. Doll is not streaming after us today, but I'm sure she'll be back next week. But Savvy.
I'll tell you why.
Okay. Speak. Wait, we've gotten the wave off. Like if we were on TV right now, that would be the floor director saying, like, you have 2 minutes left. Okay. Floor director. Go.
I'm just gonna. Hi, my name is Kara Brown. I'm a urban fantasy author. I am doing my outro real quick because I'm starting the train. I have this book that is out. I have other books that are out. If you are curious, you can find those. Just Google my name. Go to my channel. I have links everywhere. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Yay, Doll, tell us.
All right, I'm not streaming today, so sorry about that. This brain alien cannot do both. I am working on my short story that's coming out this Sunday in the audiobook Anthology by playlist by Orla Hart. You can check that on Authortube. You can just be aware of it on my channel if you're subscribed. So I am DAL CECIL RUNO, the partially blind alien who's a known voices author, aka the ace from space, because I write sci-fi mostly, but I also want to be a multi-genre author and I write poetry. So I'll see you next week.
Awesome. Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle Schusterman. I am a middle grade and young adult author. My YouTube channel is Writing Workshops and Traditional Publishing Talk.
Nice.
That's it.
Robert.
Jones, aka the Story Detective. And I analyze stories, put them under the microscope of a Sherlockian detective. I'm feeling.
You were very dramatic. I love it. Savvy.
Hey, what's up, my fellow small business supporters? It's Savvy from Savvy Writes Books. On my channel, we talk about books, writing, and life as a small business owner. And tonight at 9 p.m. Central, I will be hosting the Authortube sleepover. And so come on by, wear your pajamas, get some writing done. It'll be a good time.
Yay! Yes. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I'm Lisa Daly. This is my channel. I'm a traditionally published author. And here we talk about how to write a book and get it published. Yay! All right. It's 1 p.m. and we're going to end the stream. All right, you you guys. Thank you so much for being here. As always, you are awesome, and we are so thrilled to be hanging out with you guys every Wednesday. All right, bye.
Bye.